just assumed that it was still on just because the muzzleloader was still on. And I really, truly did not have time to go shoot it. And I shouldn't have been sitting out here yesterday with it at all before I was able to shoot it. But I was just so excited to get out here and try to get one for him on his birthday. And I missed this huge old buck that was 50 yards from me twice. No clue I was shooting at him. Not a clue. I was pretty down and discouraged all day yesterday until my balls came out and beat up on them gators, and we had fried gator meat for dinner last night, so that kind of helped. What up, everybody? It is December the 9th, and it's getting late season here in Middle Tennessee. Got my boy old Rhino with me. We're trying to get him on his first deer of the year. Trying to close the story out on this 30-06 and try to get y'all one with Paw Paw's gun. But it's a cold one this morning. We just snuck back in here to part of the property hasn't been on it very much, and see if we can at least see a big group of does or something this morning and get film for y'all. Pretty cold. I think the truck was showing 22 as we was on the way out. Oh, we've made it to 30. Oh, it's gonna get to 46 today, which is actually pretty warm comparatively to what it's been. So they might move pretty good. They could lay down. I don't know. Got a south wind, which isn't really ideal, but we've got a perfect setup for it. Wind blowing back in our face. Got a good little bedding area coming up here in front of us, so you gotta stay tuned. Out here in front of us in just a little while. Might have just got the first one with the Paw Paw gun, y'all. Look like a pretty good sized doe to me. Well, guys, moment of truth. I know this gun's on. At least it was when I just shot it at a target a few weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, I guess it was now. My daddy said, go get you some deer meat, boy. I need one more doe. So I got you, man. Took Paw Paw's gun this morning. I find it really hard with this gun this year. Ever since rifle opened, I find it really hard with this gun. And one thing after another, I've just been holding off on a buck, and this is actually really like the first doe that's presented a good shot to me with this gun. So I'll let one eat, and we're gonna go down here in just a few minutes and see if we got some blood. This will be pretty emotional too for me. I know you guys have stayed along, of these trips that I've had this year, and this whole season been dedicated to Paw Paw. But man, if I could get one with his rifle, it'd mean everything to me. So we're gonna go down here and see what we can find. Guys, we're on the track. We just came over here to where I shot her maybe about 10 yards behind, right? We found where she had kicked up, and Ryan started finding a little bit of blood. And I don't Y'all gonna have to bear with me. This is the first deer I've shot with my Paw Paw's 30-06. First deer it's taken since the last time he shot one. And the last time he ended up getting him a deer, I hunted with him that morning. And we had hunted from like daybreak to almost 10 o'clock that morning. And we hadn't seen nothing. And I bugged him to death about going to the stand that I'd been seeing deer at earlier in the season. And finally he's like, boy, okay, gotta leave. We'll go up there and sit for the last 30 minutes. It had been about 10 o'clock. We didn't get set up in that stand, I swear on everything, right? We hadn't got set up in that stand, put some code red out, I'll never forget it. On the fence post, I got up in the tree and he turned around and looked at me and said, there's a buck, you want me to shoot him? And it was a 7-pointer. And that was the last deer that this gun's ever shot. And I didn't know then that it was going to be his last hunt either. And it kind of makes it more special that I was with him with his last hunt and he was with me on my first kill with his guns, because I know he was with me this morning. But anyway, enough of that blabbering. Let's go find this deer. First deer I've taken on my Paw Paw's 30-06, and man, I couldn't be more proud of this one. This one's a freezer filler right here. Me and Ryan haven't been here an hour and a half probably. I don't think we've been in the woods an hour. Like, I was telling him we've been hunting this big 5-pointer, and he's just an old deer. And I had a 5-pointer come by me this morning that almost got it because I thought it was him, and then I realized kind of quick that it was just his 2-year-old buck. But he came by me. Man, she is stinking. And I let him go, and no longer I had texted Ryan and told him, hey, I got this buck that just come by the movie. I seen 2 more coming through the woods, and it was a small doe, got a little bitty doe, and I was like, man, maybe there's a buck behind it. And I waited probably 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and nothing ever showed. And this girl came in behind, and she gave me about an 80-yard shot. This 30-06 done the rest. I owe everything I know to that old man, old Paw Paw. I really, really do. Him and my daddy have taught me so much in this life, just not just about hunting and the aspect of how to get a deer and how to get a turkey and all that. It's so much more than that, y'all. It's taught me respect and morals and respect for your animals. This old doe right here, she's gonna taste so good.